Hey guys, I'm here for a book haul. I have some ebooks and some just other books that have come in the mail, library books I got at the donation thing at the library, and some library books. Yes, I know. We went there today, and that's why, I don't know if you can tell, but yeah, I'm really sunburnt, like very sunburnt, so, and I can't get sunscreen until another week, and that's kind of sad, but tight money, that's why I go to the library nowadays. So obviously these books have come in the mail as well that I pre-ordered before before January, so I'm not buying books at the moment. Okay, I lie, I bought some books through charity books, and that was like $1 again, so I'm not really spending too much, it's mostly going towards the library. I've got a lot of books, I might have to make another video for this, so we'll just go ahead and start. The first book that I got is The Cupcake Queen by Heather Helper, and I'm going to try and read some of the back of these books. When Penny arrives at Hogs Hollow with her mum, her life changes drastically. Penny's mother now runs a bakery that sells only cupcakes, and Penny is stuck helping out. But that isn't the worst of it. Not only did she leave her friends back in New York City, but her dad stayed behind too. And then there's Charity, resident mean girl who's out to get Penny for no reason at all. Aren't they always? But there are also new friends, Tally and Blake and Marcus, the cute, quiet boy who runs on the beach every night. Just when Penny begins to accept her new life, she's forced to make a choice that will change everything. And I love that cover. And I got this used, and I must admit that I did go for the cover because I love cupcakes, but it seemed like a really, easy sort of contemporary read, sort of chick lit-ish for teenagers, so I definitely thought I'd pick it up, and it's been a while coming, so yeah. Sorry, I've got a really itchy nose too. Then, I won't say too much about Fracture because you can probably most definitely check this up on Goodreads, but I got it today in the mail, and I must admit it's a heaven sent. I mean, I haven't read all of it, of course, but I'm up to page 7. I know, I read it while having tea at a cafe today, but from what I've read so far, it seems like I'm going to enjoy her style of writing, and I've seen rather, that a lot of people have been giving it 5 stars, which reassures me in some way that, this is going to be at least a decent read, and these are people that I do trust as well. So I'm really looking forward to reading it. Like, I just want to sit down and read. I probably will. But I'll get to that in my weekly reads. Then the 2 books that I picked up for charity, from the charity, is A Sudden Change of Heart by Barbara Taylor Bradford. A woman finds new life when her old one shatters. That's her there. And this isn't for me, this is for my sister. I have a big bag of books that I've been picking up for her. She's moving, and she doesn't really want her books now, but whenever I see a Barbara Taylor Bradford book, whenever I see a book by this author, or something I think she's going to like, I can just pay like 20 cents for it, put it in the bag, and she loves these books, so why not? So I picked that up. Well, I technically picked it up for 50 cents, so. And then I picked up a poetry book. I've never heard of this before. It's called Black Night with Windows by Nicolette Stasko, and I really like the cover, but it's got obviously poems, of course, and I'm not too sure if I'll actually be adding this to my 100 book challenge, but for me, from now on, I'm not going to be trying to view books on the amount of pages I have. I'm going to be reviewing ebooks, novellas, short story, anthologies and things like that on the basis that they're books, because this is still a book. Doesn't matter how short it is, it's still a book, and it still deserves my thoughts or my reviews, even if it has like 20 pages. It still deserves to be read and reviewed. I know I know a lot of people sometimes don't view it as that way, but I think for me personally, it's time that I start getting out of this such constricted rules that I've set for myself. I don't know, it's just weird. But anyway, I keep rambling. I don't want to ramble. So, of course, I won't be reading this in one day. I was thinking maybe I could read a poem a night or something, just to appreciate it, you know, and then maybe share my thoughts on what my favourite poems are, and whether anyone might like to read it, or I might even do a separate video on this and read one of my favourite or a couple of my favourite poems. So if you guys are interested in something like that, let me know, because I'm always trying to think of new things for my channel, and I know sometimes it might be boring for some people, but others might enjoy it, so definitely that. And I think the remainder of these ones are library books. Yes. I'll start with the Chip Liddy type one. I picked it up, put it back, picked it up and put it back again, and decided how, you know, if I read it, I read it. If I don't, I don't. But this is Marrying for Money by Chris Manby. Happy Ever After, don't bank on it. I'm doing a really good job at telling you what it's about. So this one says, have you ever dated someone distinguished but dull, who pays for your dinner and drinks? Have you ever developed a taste for someone tasteless? Have you ever lain back and thought of Tiffany? In short, have you ever thought of marrying for money? In Little Elbow, yes, that's the same. Little Elbow, hunting ground of the rich and famous, size does count. The size of a man's bank balance, that is. And the girls and her sisters will do anything to get their hands on a big one, but when faced with the choice between a Wall Streeter addicted to his cell phone and a software tycoon with no social skills, and a poor but handsome handyman, Grace and Charity Grosvenor soon learn that if you want to marry for money, you have to work for every penny. And this is a really interesting topic for me, because I was over at my dad's house and I was watching this show, and it was something like Millionaire Matchmaker, or some really just shitty show like that. And then this man, he was like wealthy as shit, and he goes in there and she asks him what he wants and in a woman, and she flat out says, oh no, you know, we can't find you one there. But they're millionaires. They're paying for you to find a woman. And all he asked was someone who was brunette, funny, and I think it was into a couple of other things that he enjoyed. And I thought, woman, if you can't find one of those people in America, like one person, you should not be in that job. That's not in. She was just being very prejudiced and stuff like that. So it fascinated me why people would kind of do that. And this is kind of the other spectrum of it, I guess. So, I'm sorry, I get really passionate about this sort of thing, because it makes me so angry. And then I got two books by Bill Condon. A Straight Line to My Heart and No Worries. And this one is about a guy, a 17-year-old virgin, who's a school dropout, a night shift worker, and he falls in love. I think his family has issues as well, his mother and father, so he's trying to work through them. And he's just hanging on to his life, trying to get himself somewhere. And I just really thought it'd be a really good book to read, because I think it's an Australian book as well. I don't know, I'm not sure, I might be wrong. But, yeah, I really enjoy books like this, because I've been there. I think, you know, there's a lot of people that have been there, and dysfunctional families, and been trying to get out there. So, that is one book that I got. And A Straight Line to My Heart is about a girl who wants to get a job at her local paper, and she wants to be a reporter. And I think she's kind of a loner type, and the reason why I really like this book, like the premise and stuff, is because it sounds so much like me. I know it sounds like kind of self-conceited and things like that, but I read the first page and the way she was talking about books and her sort of ideas and things like that, it was just like, oh, you know, this is so me in high school. I was the kind of person who wanted to be a journalist and was big on reading, and I might do a Fragment Friday on it, maybe. No, I'll just read you the first little bit. I'm going to have to probably do a separate video on the ebooks. It just says here, there's nothing quite as good as folding up into a book and shutting the world outside. If I pick the right one, I can be beautiful, or fall in love, or live happily ever after. Maybe even all three. If you can't get a boy, get a book. That's my motto. And that pretty much used to be my mantra in high school, because after a certain point, I was just like, you know, high school is not about boys and things like that. I mean, yes, it is sometimes, and that's what a lot of books are about, and of course this is probably going to be one. But there are other things that people can enjoy. I don't know where I'm going with that, but that was just weird. But anyway, I think you get the kind of point that I'm kind of really excited about this book. So, yeah, and I really like the cover. It's simplistic, but I like it. Yeah, so I'm going to probably do a separate video on my ebook video doobie doobs. So, yeah, thanks for watching. Bye guys.